Welcome back to another one of my videos. In today's episode, I'm gonna go back through some jokes I wrote about 2 years ago, and I'm also gonna prune a tomato. This week, I'm gonna try to do 5 open mics. I could maybe do 6, but we'll see. I have enough stuff I wanna work at that I'll get to later in this video that I'll have. I think with the number of mics I'll go to this week, I should have enough time to work through what I want to. So what I'm looking for when pruning these tomatoes, I'm trying to prune only the branches that are close to the ground and the ones that are perpendicular to the main stem, at least from what I know, which isn't much. My first year really doing gardening. All right, so this is the plant that's doing the worst of the two. So like this, for example, see that? That's too low. It's coming out the ground and it's not looking great. Don't know why I'm holding the camera righty because I have to cut lefty, but just like that. It's a shame I had to cut off the biggest tomatoes because the stem was just sort of bent in on itself. Like these are probably the best tomatoes on the plant, but I think cutting those off will be best for saving it. And also I got ammo to throw tomatoes on stage if people are having a really bad set at open mics I'm at this week. So these will be useful to have. That's enough garden content. Back to some stand-up stuff. I think the jokes I'm gonna work this week, they're from the stand-up class I took a little over 2 years ago. That's the reason I started coming out to do open mics. And that class was probably the most structured and written out my sets ever were. And so I'm gonna try to bring back a joke or two from that set, see how it goes. And like these jokes worked really well for the class. And I don't know how much I'll have to change. I'll probably jinx myself saying that, but like the joke's pretty solid. I just need to maybe trim a little bit and then add a tag or two at the end to expand the joke. I guess like for those that don't know what a tag is just a punchline for a joke, but it's after you already set up and told the punchline of the joke. So it's almost like an extra joke for the joke you wrote. That's what a tag is. Before I can get to writing this joke, I had to organize all my notes again. But how I used to have my notes set up, I had a stand-up ideas folder on my phone. Had maybe 1,500 notes in it, but I also put all my set list from showcases and open mics in there as well. I maybe done like 400 sets in 2.5 years. It's just a lot of sets. You don't have to do that. I enjoy it, so I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm just really happy someone told me to record voice memos of my set on my phone, because every set that's not filmed, like that isn't a video, I got a voice memo of. And I got most of those set lists in my phone. Like when I'm getting ready for a showcase, like I'll listen back to some older sets or like some older showcases and having the set list right there for me. And so I can see if that worked that night, and if it worked in that showcase room and I liked how I did it, then it should work in the next showcase room. At least that's my mindset. Like every room's different. It's not always the case, but it mostly is. I guess I'll get into the premise of the joke. This joke sort of started my stand-up journey. Like I had this joke before I even thought of doing stand-up. Like I made a YouTube video about this 2 years before I even attempted stand-up. Maybe a little less than that, but I guess the story of this. So the school I went to, it had a January term for college, and you could like go on trips and stuff. And so I went on one my senior year that was storytelling through safari. And I was lucky enough I was able to go to Tanzania for this class, because I was like, I've always wanted to see a safari. And then it just happened to be storytelling through safari was the course. And so our final project for that class, we had to tell a 5-minute story. And that story involved the birds. That was the first time in a while where I was like, oh, I forgot I'm pretty funny, and when I do public speaking, I should probably do more of it. I vividly remember the person in charge of the class, he was the head of the career center at the school I went to. There were tears in his eyes the first time I told this. I spent a lot of time explaining the joke and the story of the joke, but there's no better way to explain it than just telling it. So here's the time I told this joke, the 3rd time I've ever done stand-up in front of a room of about 80 people. This will get more laughs than the new version of the joke, just because I'm not doing any rooms with 80 people. But hopefully you enjoyed this, because I haven't seen this in a while.
I'm a pretty fearless person, but I'm terrified of birds. My first run-in with birds, I was sitting on a rock with my family eating lunch. The rock was not very comfortable to sit on, even with my big badonkadonk. All of a sudden, I just like felt something hit me in the head, and I thought my brother threw a rock at me trying to start stuff. But then my parents started laughing. And then I was told that a bird took a Mondo Duke on my head. Another run-in I had with birds. I was in a square with hundreds of pigeons with my family. And my brother was like, we should walk straight through them. And so my knees were weak, arms were heavy. There was vomit on my sweater already, mom's spaghetti. Sorry, I lost myself for a minute. Something that I know about pigeons is when they're a lot nearby, there's always going to be a pickpocketer around. Because of population density. One of my tactics to avoid the pickpocketers is I'll just walk around with a lead pipe in my sock. Another one of my methods, I like walking around with open Ziploc bags of Moe's ground beef in my pocket. Because if I get hungry, I can just have a snack. Or if they try to take something out of my pocket, they'll just get a big handful of meat. Sadly, those tactics did not work on the birds. It was my senior year of high school at 7:15 in the morning. In the spring, the windows were open. A bird just happens to fly in, and the whole class starts screaming. So I look around, and no one else is screaming, so I close my mouth. And after the bird finally left the classroom, I looked down and saw it dropped a bomb on my paper. That's when I realized birds were created by the government. Because it's just Air Force training. Why else would you think they would target a school?
That's all I have for today's episode. I appreciate y'all watching. If you're still here, please like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully I see you in the next one. And one last thing, Irish goodbye.